a long day and a patchwork lineup. I see 40 to 15 in shots is kind of reflective of a lot of different things there.
Yeah, this time of the year, we've got 3 games in 3 nights, so we're using 2 completely different rosters for the most part. I think we had 1 player that played both games in the last 2 nights, and probably just have 1 or maybe 2 tomorrow. So it's training camp. It's guys are getting acclimated, and it's all part of it. So at a different venue, a much different venue. So.
UPL said that the first game back is good for them to kind of shake off the nerves of just conditioning for such a long time. You also said you're looking for growth out of guys when you see them back. What did you see out of Ugo tonight?
You know, I said it 2 days or 3 days ago. You have to give guys some time to acclimate. So, you know, I said 3-4 days ago, I'm not going to evaluate. I'm not going to overreact to something. Guys, all these guys need some time. They've had 7, 8, 6, or 5, 6 months where they haven't had whatever it's been, intense action at the NHL level, and this still isn't the NHL level. You know, this is preseason hockey, so got to give time, guys, these moments to get back in a groove, and that's what we'll do. This little bit is for that. That's what preseason games are for. There's guys get their feel back.
And along those lines, first game for Cousins, and it didn't look like his first game, did it? The way he was moving.
He skated very well. He'll be another guy. I mean, he's just going to get better and better. There were lots of things that he would do second nature that he couldn't tonight, but his skating and athleticism was clear and evident. And clearly he's a much stronger player, but his timing and his feel and those things, he couldn't get quite into a rhythm. But that will come. That will definitely come.
What do you think of, again, we saw Ryan Johnson's work with the puck, and, you know, the guy who's coming out of college being that confident with the puck a lot of the time. What kind of impression does that leave on you?
Yeah, well, he's a guy that's come out of college after 4 years. So he's a first-round pick, so you know he's a talented kid. But it's much different than a guy coming out of college after 1 year or 2 years. He's much more mature than he was 2-3 years ago, and you see that. You see even when you communicate. Obviously, you see it when you communicate with him. He has a heightened sense of objective, heightened situational awareness, and he's been very, very effective. He's one guy that's come in here knowing that he's got to make an impression. He hasn't had any track record at this level, and he's done a real nice job. He's a very good athlete, and you see that much like we just talked about Cousins. You see the athletic ability, agility, mobility, power, and RJ's shown that on the defensive side in a couple of games.
It feels like we've talked about this subject in previous years, but how do you get guys to pull the trigger when they've got the opportunity to shoot? There's an opportunity staring them in the face sometimes.
Yeah, well, we can't shoot for them, right? So, different guys are. I can remember having talks with Tage two years ago, you know, and the talks were to shoot more and to trust your shot more, and you know, it takes, everybody's a little different, I guess, and I'm assuming you're referring to a couple guys that could have put pucks into the net and they opted for a prettier play or a second pass. But, you know, again, I'll go back to it. You got to go back to the foundation of of today. It's preseason, and these guys are not in a rhythm. And these are a lot of signs that just show you that they're in preseason. So, you know, they'll work out some kinks, and you know, we'll evaluate as we move along. But I'm not answering that question because I don't know that I have an answer for the question. So.
I think you mentioned Dylan being stronger. I know that's natural for a guy's age, but has that been something that's been apparent even through practices so far?
Yeah, we all know his quick acceleration, but you know, it looks like he's put on a couple more pounds of strength, and you know, he has more power than he had 5 months ago. There's no question. Now it's tricky though. Everybody's fresh, so every guy you played against is fresh, and there's a lot of pace early on in the season. There's not a lot of wear and tear. There's not a lot of grind, and so you can misevaluate now. You know, guys are going to be, the entire league is going to be worn out and have to play through injuries and through battle and through travel and through fatigue, and that's when the character the playing field's even for the guys that have really gritty character right now. There's guys that have less gritty character that can keep up with them right now, or even look better than them right now. We know Dylan Cousins has the grit and character that in February, when everybody in the league's a little banged up, he's still going to be a competitive guy, and that's one enduring quality that we love in Dylan.